Hello Franklin, my name is Ruben and I am the Installed Framing Coordinator in Boise. And today I'll be talking about SOPs, how I do them, how I come up with them, and benefits to having SOPs. So the first thing I do when I'm doing an SOP is think about the job that I'm doing and what it is for. First thing I come up with is a title for the SOP. In this example, it's going to say Contract Sales, How to Calculate Square Footage for Coleman Homes. Then the next thing I do is I give a reason for why we're doing the SOP. For example, in this one, in order to calculate bills correctly, labor bills correctly, the first thing we need to do is calculate total square footage of a plan. Here's steps to ensure that that happens. Then the next thing that I do is I come up with the steps for an SOP, and I put them in order. What I do is I go through the process myself, and as I'm doing the process, I write it down, put it off to the side, and go step by step. Every keystroke, everything I do is logged. Then I give it a number, an order, and then the next thing I do is I show an example. I use a program called Jing. What Jing does is it takes a screenshot for you, allows you to put squares and highlight areas of importance. It also allows you to put text and arrows if you need to. It's a great program, helped me cut down my SOP time in half. So then when I go through the steps, what I do is I type it all up, put it in a Word document, and then after that, what I do is I have somebody walk through each of the steps. Somebody that has nothing to do with my area, doesn't have experience in my area, and I have them walk through each of the steps. What that allows me to do is that allows me to go through it and find any adjustments that I need to make, maybe a little bit more explanation with this step, maybe another example for this step, whatever the case is. I print off a physical copy and I will notate while we're going through the SOP what needs to be adjusted. And then I go back digitally and correct it in my original SOP. One of the added benefits of doing an SOP is being able to lean your process and eliminate steps that you don't have to take. Once I'm done with the SOP and I've gone through it, the last thing I do is I include a summary as to why we did this SOP. In this case, for calculating square footage, the reason why we do it is to come up with calculations for a labor bill. So my last line on the SOP is always going to be, you will use this information for this purpose. So there's always a reason to do it. All right, so after I'm done with my SOP, I always keep a physical copy of it. I have a binder for my SOPs. If you have any questions or any concerns, or you'd like an example of what my SOPs look like, feel free to send me an email, rubeng@franklinbuildingsupply.com.